T8A, T8A01. Which of the following is a form of amplitude modulation? Single sideband. T8A02. What type of modulation is commonly used for VHF packet radio transmissions? FM or PM? T8A03. Which type of voice mode is often used for long-distance, weak signal, contacts on the VHF and UHF bands? SSB. T8A04. Which type of modulation is commonly used for VHF and UHF voice repeaters? FM or PM? T8A05. Which of the following types of signal has the narrowest bandwidth? CW. T8A06. Which sideband is normally used for 10 meter, HF, VHF, and UHF single sideband communications? Upper sideband. T8A07. What is a characteristic of single sideband SSB compared to FM? SSB signals have narrower bandwidth. T8A08. What is the approximate bandwidth of a typical single sideband SSB voice signal? 3 kHz. T8A09. What is the approximate bandwidth of a VHF repeater FM voice signal? Between 10 and 15 kHz. T8A10. What is the approximate bandwidth of AM fast scan TV transmissions? About 6 MHz. T8A11. What is the approximate bandwidth required to transmit a CW signal? 150 Hz. T8A12. Which of the following is a disadvantage of FM compared with single sideband? Only one signal can be received at a time. T8B. T8B01. What telemetry information is typically transmitted by satellite beacons? Health and status of the satellite. T8B02. What is the impact of using excessive effective radiated power on a satellite uplink? Blocking access by other users. T8B03. Which of the following are provided by satellite tracking programs? All of the choices are correct. Maps showing the real-time position of the satellite track over Earth, the time, azimuth, and elevation of the start, maximum altitude, and end of a pass, the apparent frequency of the satellite transmission, including effects of Doppler shift. T8B04. What mode of transmission is commonly used by amateur radio satellites? All of the choices are correct. SSB, FM, CW/data. T8B05. What is a satellite beacon? A transmission from a satellite that contains status information. T8B06. Which of the following are inputs to a satellite tracking program? The Keplerian elements. T8B07. What is Doppler shift in reference to satellite communications? An observed change in signal frequency caused by relative motion between the satellite and Earth Station. T8B08. What is meant by the statement that a satellite is operating in UV mode? The satellite uplink is in the 70 centimeter band and the downlink is in the 2 meter band. T8B09. What causes spin fading of satellite signals? Rotation of the satellite and its antennas. T8B10. What is an LEO satellite? A satellite in low Earth orbit. T8B11. Who may receive telemetry from a space station? Anyone. T8B12. Which of the following is a way to determine whether your satellite uplink power is neither too low nor too high? Your signal strength on the downlink should be about the same as the beacon. T8C. T8C01. Which of the following methods is used to locate sources of noise interference or jamming? Radio direction finding. T8C02. Which of these items would be useful for a hidden transmitter hunt? A directional antenna. T8C03. What operating activity involves contacting as many stations as possible during a specified period? Contesting. T8C04. Which of the following is good procedure when contacting another station in a contest? Send only the minimum information needed for proper identification and the contest exchange. T8C05. What is a grid locator? A letter number designator assigned to a geographic location. T8C06. How is over-the-air access to IRLP nodes accomplished? By using DTMF signals. T8C07. What is Voice over Internet Protocol, VoIP? A method of delivering voice communications over the Internet using digital techniques. T8C08. What is the Internet Radio Linking Project, IRLP? A technique to connect amateur radio stations such as repeaters via the Internet using Voice over Internet Protocol, VoIP. T8C09. Which of the following protocols enables an amateur station to transmit through a repeater without using a radio to initiate the transmission? Echolink. T8C10. What is required before using the Echolink system? Register your call sign and provide proof of license. T8C11. What is an amateur radio station that connects other amateur radio stations to the Internet? A gateway. T8D. T8D01. Which of the following is a digital communications mode? All of the choices are correct. Packet radio, IEEE 802.11, FT8. T8D02. What is a talk group on a DMR repeater? A way for groups of users to share a channel at different times without hearing other users on the channel. T8D03. What kind of data can be transmitted by APRS? All of the choices are correct. GPS position data, text messages, weather data. T8D04. What type of transmission is indicated by the term NTSC? An analog fast scan color TV signal. T8D05. Which of the following is an application of APRS? Providing real-time tactical digital communications in conjunction with a map showing the location of stations. T8D06. What does the abbreviation PSK mean? Phase shift keying. T8D07. Which of the following describes DMR? A technique for time multiplexing two digital voice signals on a single 12.5 kHz repeater channel. T8D08. Which of the following is included in packet radio transmissions? All choices are correct. A checksum that permits error detection. A header that contains the call sign of the station to which the information is being sent. Automatic repeat request in case of error. T8D09. What is CW? Another name for a Morse code transmission. T8D10. Which of the following operating activities is supported by digital mode software and the WSJT-X software suite? All of the choices are correct. Earth, Moon, Earth. Weak signal propagation beacons. Meteor scatter. T8D11. What is an ARRQ transmission system? An error correction method in which the receiving station detects errors and sends a request for retransmission. T8D12. Which of the following best describes an amateur radio mesh network? An amateur radio-based data network using commercial Wi-Fi equipment with modified firmware. T8D13. What is FT8? A digital mode capable of low signal-to-noise operation.
Operator